Larry Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show giving you the politics of the day and the biggest moves in the stock market. It is presented with comedic common sense and just the right amount of sarcasm by an expert in financial literacy. And hey, that's me, Larry Steinhouse. Today is Wednesday, August 31st, the last day of the month. Can you believe September's here already? Oh, man. Wow. All right, I want to welcome you to the show. We are here live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and you can also find repeats of the show on Rumble and Spotify. Please search Money Chat Now and Larry Steinhouse on Spotify, and you can follow me there as well. Hey, if you'd like to connect to me personally, you can go to contactlarry.com. That's contactlarry.com. There you will find my social media connections, my email, my text message information, and everything you need to know to get a hold of me. So that's contactlarry.com. By the way, you can even make an appointment with me if you like. And just a reminder, if you're watching online, hit that like button. So everybody watching, hit that like button right now. Hit that share button. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. And you can also find Money Chat Now and the Larry Steinhouse Show on Spotify. So please go there and subscribe as well. Hey, you can comment live during the show on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And please say hi so I know you're watching. By the way, real quick, let me say hello to a couple of people who are online right now. It looks like we got Glenn. And we got Deb, and we got my lovely wife. We got Jose on YouTube. That's awesome. Hey, I want to thank the following people also for sharing the last couple of days. We've had a few people share it. We had Linda and Art and Peter and Mike and Mark and Betsy. So please share it. So hit the share button and share it. By the way, you can comment live during the show, as I said. And also, say hi if you haven't already said hi. So say hi, and if you haven't joined the Money Chat Now fan page on Facebook, please do that so you can make sure you can always see the show. If you like the Money Chat Now page, you can still view the show when I'm in Facebook jail. As you know, I've been Facebook jail often, so go to the Money Chat Now page, like it so you can watch it there. Please also go to Money Chat Now page, and that way you'll never miss the show. All right, let's talk about what's going on. Today we're going to be just talking about the recap and update. We're going to be talking about truth being banned. We're going to be talking about Biden mocking Maga. And I'm going to do a little segment on the Dr. Oz rally that's coming up, and I think you guys should know about it. All right, really cool. Let's talk about this. Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling, and you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to Investor Schooling, and there you will learn about real estate investing and stock options trading from those who do it every day. There's a class tomorrow, so sign up right now. Once again, I want to thank the following people for sharing. Hey, listen, make sure you share it. I really appreciate you guys sharing it. Art and Peter and Mike and Mark and Betsy always shares everything. I love it, and I also thank you for that. Please share the show with your friends by clicking the share button and sharing it directly on your page or their page. And you can also share it in groups as well and help your friends make more money in the morning. Let's get started with the recap about what happened yesterday. Yesterday was like a serious WTF day. I thought for sure it was going to be a big day. Even the futures looked good yesterday morning. It started off with a bang and then boom, it was in the red. WTF for sure. I'm giving up making predictions. I've been making predictions. I was wrong 3 days in a row now. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say today the market's going to drop 1,000 points, so maybe that will help. The Dow yesterday dropped 300 points. The S&P was down 44 points, and the Nasdaq was down 125. The Dow is now down almost 2,000 points since last Thursday. And if I'm right, it still has another 2,000 points to hit the current bottom. The pet food company called Chewy, I don't know if you guys know who this is, Chewy had their earnings report yesterday, and it was terrible. The big problem was growth. The company only had an additional 2.1% more customers. That's not good. The stock dropped after the earnings announcement, and it's down about 12% right now. It's another stock that benefited from the scamdemic as people were afraid to go to the grocery store, or maybe they just didn't want to go because of the ridiculous mask mandates. Either way, the company's stock peaked last year just under 120 and is now about 35. It hit its low in June with the rest of the market when the stock sold for 22. You know, it does have a nice pattern. If you want to trade it quick in and out plays or maybe a stock option, it might be a good play. My only concern is that it's bleeding money. One of the strategies that went out the window the past 10 years was looking for companies that actually, made money. The momentum of the market in the past 10 to 12 years drove up stock prices of companies that were losing money consistently. My suggestion for the future, especially now, is only buy companies that are actually profitable. If you look at a company like Chewy, it loses money every quarter. Eventually, it has to implode. Another company that never made any money, and I can never understand their business model anyway, was Snap. The social media company never made any money and probably will never make any money. They paid their people off stock offerings and stock options. Now the company is trading in the single digits again, and I believe it'll fade away in a few short years. By the way, they just announced that they will be laying off 20% of their workforce. And speaking of layoffs, it's clearly beginning to happen. I see more and more companies announcing layoffs. It isn't serious yet, but the seriousness is coming, and it's coming fast. Like I said before, the next recession will probably be in February, and it'll be painful. Bottom line is to pick the stocks of companies that are actually making money and stay away from the dogs. With that being said, you will also have recovery stocks in the travel industry that will come out the other side with some big profits. They may be serious buy and hold stocks, so you may have to buy them and hold them for a while. I continue to buy Carnival and American Airlines, but I'm also selling the covered calls to make some profit while I wait. Hey, if you want to learn how to pick some good smart stocks, go to Investor Schooling and show up tomorrow night. Go to investorschooling.com, register for class. And by the way, in a flash news post, the Eurozone inflation report was announced this morning, and they are a hot inflation mess. The inflation numbers rose to a record of 9.1%. It's going to be bad for the market today. It will also make our market think about our next inflation report coming up and what that might mean. All right, let's look at the futures. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what the market might bring today. It looks like the Dow is actually up 20 points. The S&P is up almost 8, and the NASDAQ is up 70. This morning I woke up, and it was up pretty high. It was up, like 150, and then it actually went negative for a little while. So maybe there's some good news coming. All right, let me say hello to a couple of people who joined us since we started. Got quite a few people here. We've got Seth, my brother. Thanks, Seth. We got Ken. Oh, Ken, you definitely want to stick around. I'm talking about Dr. Oz. He's got to be your favorite guy. We got Tom. We got Joe, who actually looks like a new person watching the show. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. We got Charles, and we got Tom and Art and Ken, and it looks like another LinkedIn user. Okay, so if you want to, just let us know who you are. We got Tom and Bill and James and Carl. And Carl from Romania, I love it. And we got Peter and Mike. Thanks so much. I totally appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. All right, let's talk about this now. So it appears that the Nazis and communists running the world are at it again. The corporations like Amazon, Google, and Meta. The gatekeepers of information, otherwise known as Big Brother in George Orwell's book 1984. You are aware that all the social media companies banned Trump from their platform in an effort to stop the spread of, truth. Well, Trump started a new social media platform, and it's starting to build. Well, the big giants aren't happy with this, so Google just banned the social media app. Truth Social is no longer available, well, actually, it has not been available on the Google Play Store, and they will not allow it to be available, at least for now. That's right, it was flat out banned. You can't play here because we said so. Google says the app violates the Play Store standard for content moderation, and that's their excuse. Or in other words, Truth Social doesn't ban their users or remove content that might be offensive, opinionated, or, truth. This statement by Google was stated on August 19th. We notified Truth Social of several violations of standard practices in their current app submission and reiterated that having effective systems for moderating user-generated content is a condition of our terms of service for any app to go live on Google Play. Wow. Really? So flat out they're saying, we don't like what you say, we're going to ban you. Wow, that's horrible. The restriction means that Android users, who make up about 44% of smartphone users in the US, can't download the app. Google will not let the app go live until the content issues are addressed. By the way, we talked about iPhone versus Android yesterday, and this is just another reason why Apple is the better choice. At least they're slower to ban these things. Have you noticed that all the great new apps start off on the iPhone and then eventually move to Android? The communists obviously have infiltrated more power at Google than they have at Apple. Many Android users are asking the question, when is this going to be available on the Play Store? How did we let big companies take over the opinions and free speech of this country? It's amazing. Just remember that they will shut you down for saying anything. Hey, they're going to say anything. They're going to shut you down for anything they don't want to hear, and there's nothing we can do about it. Truth Social was created as a free speech alternative to Twitter, and apparently free speech is still being banned. So you guys remember Digital World Acquisition Corporation, which is the owner of the social media app Truth Social. The stock, by the way, is down to about 24, and it was at a high of 175 when Trump announced the platform. I'm not sure where it'll go, but I definitely see it as an alternative to Twitter. The question is if it can build up fast enough to make a viable place for information. With Google banning them, it makes it harder for them to grow, which is exactly what they want. Hey, it may be time for an insurrection. No, not to storm the Capitol, but to storm the gatekeepers of information like Google. Okay, I'm sorry, Google. I'm sorry, YouTube. This is a parody statement. I was joking. I was joking. I don't want people to go beat you guys up or attack your headquarters. And most importantly, I don't want to be banned from YouTube again. All right, let's take a break here. I'll see you guys in a minute.
Okay, so you thought about buying and selling real estate. You've thought about investing in the stock market, but don't know where to start. Well, what if you could find a place to unlock strategies to master both real estate and the stock market, all without the headache? That place is Investor Schooling, hosted by Larry Steinhouse, an expert in real estate, financial literacy, and the ins and outs of the stock market. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate, and you will learn mastery of stock techniques such as options and covered calls. You will even get a chance to ask one of your burning questions to the stock option sultan, the master of picks and plays. Call 866-424-2829 for free information and receive a complimentary pass to attend classes, or register online at investorschooling.com. Don't delay. These passes are limited. So what are you waiting for? Call 866-424-2829. That's 866-424-2829. Or visit investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on Investor Schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. Hey, I want to welcome you back to the show. And we are here live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And you can also find repeats of the show on Rumble and Spotify. Please search Money Chat Now and Larry Steinhouse on Spotify and subscribe there. And of course, if you'd like to connect to me directly, you can go to contactlarry.com. That's contactlarry.com. And there you will find my social media connections, my email, and my text message information. That's contactlarry.com. Hey, by the way, I see that Betsy joined us. Hey, Betsy, I mentioned you twice the last 2 days. Thank you so much for sharing this show. I really appreciate you sharing it. Oh, real quick, I have to make a note that Ken, the Democrat, said that this is another Trump failed business. First of all, it hasn't failed yet. And second of all, I don't know, man. A guy who opens 508 businesses and only 4 of them go bankrupt, that's brilliant. That is fantastic odds. Man, I wish I could open 508 businesses and only have 4 of them go bankrupt. That's brilliant. All right. I also want to remind you that we still have room for an amazing event coming to September 17th. This is an all-day event featuring some of the most brilliant minds in business, including Hannah Kessler, the single millionaire chick, Chris Noggle, the money multiplier, Bill Walsh, the rainmaker, and of course myself, Larry Steinhouse, the host of Money Chat Now and the CEO of Investor Schooling. It's an in-person event and seats are selling fast and they're limited. We only have so much room. So get your tickets now at 4mmw.com. That's the number 4mmw.com. You definitely want to show up for this event. I really recommend it. You're going to learn so many things at this event. Look, it's $97, and you're going to learn stuff that's going to carry you for the next 20 years on how much money you're going to make and how much money you're going to save. All right, right now, let's talk about the futures real quick. We have the futures. The Dow is up 25, the S&P is up 8, and the NASDAQ is up 71. Hey, we talked about Truth being banned, Truth Social being banned. I mean, seriously, they're going to ban it because they don't like what Trump has to say. All right, coming up, we got Biden mocking Maga, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Dr. Oz rally coming up in Bucks County. I thought it was appropriate to talk about. And of course, today's picks and plays. But first, did you guys hit the like button yet? Come on, everybody hit that like button. Even you, Ken the Democrat, hit the like button. Also, hit the share button. So a couple of people sharing it. As always, we got Betsy always sharing it, Peter sharing it, Linda sharing it. Please hit the share button. Leave me a comment and say hi if you haven't already. And by the way, leaving a comment is the only way I know you're watching. I can't see who's watching, but I can only see you watching if you leave a comment. So please share it. Please leave a comment. And also, don't forget to order my new book. It's called Money Hacks. And if you order it, please read it and then leave a review on Amazon. I've gotten some great reviews, and I could certainly use another one. I totally appreciate you guys. I spent a lot of effort writing this book. I spent a lot of effort doing this show. I appreciate all the feedback I can get. All right, let's talk about Biden and MAGA. I don't know, honestly, can Biden be any more of an ass? This guy has been an an absolute abusive SOB for as long as I can remember. There are clips of him insulting everyone, including Obama. If you never heard it, I swear Biden said this about Obama on the day Obama declared he was going to run for president. So for you guys who didn't know he said this, this is an actual quote. He said, you got the first mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean and is a nice looking guy. That's a storybook, man. Holy crap. But there are so many other stupid and downright mean things that he said about people. I don't know anybody even like this guy as a human being. Forget like him as a president or like him as the worst president ever. But as a human being, the guy's such a complete jerk. Oh, by the way, the page that I went to find the quote had, and when I say had, I meant used to have a video of Biden saying this. However, guess what? The YouTube account of the person who posted it had been shut down by YouTube. And where I went was Time Magazine. This isn't like I went to some off-the-wall website. This was Time Magazine, and the video that they referenced in there, or had plugged in there, the account was banned. More Centered Truth by Big Brother. All right, getting back to Biden and his BS. He's continuing to use the term MAGA as a negative content. Yes, Joe, you and your cronies do not want MAGA. You obviously want MACA, M-A-C-A. Make America crap again? Well, as us real Americans continue to strive with the slogan and the hope of Make America Great Again, Biden is now blasting MAGA-backing Republicans by questioning their loyalty to the United States. Can you imagine this socialist dictator questioning people who want freedom and the right for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? How did we get so low that a moron like this guy can run the country? Oh, wait, never mind. It has something to do with election integrity. How can we obviously forget? After all, it led to the riot on January 6th. The only riot that ever happened in the last 5 years, so we had to call it an insurrection. When buildings and cars burned and people were shot, leading to over 500 people killed in the riots that you, Biden, and your evil minion defended that were, mostly peaceful protesters. Those riots. Well, now the communists in charge called out the MAGA Republicans and actually asked, whose side are you on? Duh, they're on the side of America, you idiot. He wouldn't understand because, Biden, you're on the side of China and Russia. We, as true Americans, need to continue to make America great again. Remember this in November. And guess what? This is going to bring me to something else. I want to take a minute to talk about a candidate for Senate who I am backing completely. I met Dr. Oz about a year ago at a rally held at the Newtown Athletic Center here in Newtown, Pennsylvania. He was a primary. He was in the primary against some formidable competition, some pretty good competition. Being in the state that destroyed businesses and children's lives with the scamdemic mandates, I was looking for a candidate that I could back that would make sure this never happened again. At least 2 years before, I backed Mastriano for governor, and I still do, but I wasn't sure who to back for Senate in the primaries. By the way, I did know who Dr. Oz was, but I never really watched his show. I think maybe I watched 5 minutes of his show ever. And like you, I thought he was a Democrat by association with people like Oprah. Well, Jim Worthington, someone I have a deep respect for, he's the owner of the NAC, he hosted a Dr. Oz event about a year ago, and since Jim invited me out of respect for Jim, I attended. Well, in the room of about 100 people, I asked important questions about the scamdemic, about the economy, about oil, about so many other things that Joe Biden has been destroying in this country, and how Dr. Oz can help. His answers were on the spot, and I truly appreciated his candor and the truth. I got to spend some time with him at this event and at a fundraising lunch in which I contributed generously to his campaign. I also want to let all my Pennsylvania fans know that about an event that's coming up on September 10th, and if you want to help make Pennsylvania great again, you can attend this rally, which is hosted by Jim Worthington at the Newtown Athletic Center. It's actually at the building next door to the Newtown Athletic Center on September 10th. Doors will open at 5 o'clock, and you should be there to help bring excitement to the election. It's going to change Pennsylvania forever. We're finally not going to have these dictator jerks telling us what we can and cannot do. You can go to droz.com/RSVP to get a free ticket. That's doctor spelled out, Dr. DoctorOZ.com/RSVP. I will be there in one of my new jackets, and I hope you will say hello. That's DrOzSpelledOut.com/RSVP. Look, let's work on making America and Pennsylvania great again. As a matter of fact, as Doug Mastriano says, let's make Pennsylvania Florida again. All right. I kind of hope you guys see you there.